Clay Brown from Bluffton, Indiana, and I brought a C model Mack to the show today just because the owner decided that he wanted to go to the drag strip. So I did own this truck for a little while. I saw this truck at online auction, immediately called this friend of mine and said, Brian, you need to own this C model. I said, it's going to be on auction. And he said, well, and I said, no, as long as I've known you, you wanted to buy a C model. And I said, there is one that's going to sell. And he hem-hawed around. I said, well, I'll tell you what, Brian, I'm going to own that C model. Said, well, I said, I'm telling you, I'm going to own it. So anyway, I bid on it, and I got it. I called him up, and I said, Brian, I'm the proud owner of a C model Mack truck. I'm going to give you one opportunity to buy it. So I sold it to him for what I paid for it.
So you owned it for
I owned it for maybe 2 hours.
You did all the hard work.
I took the risk. I really bought it really cheap. It did not run the day we picked it up because the guy that had originally owned it was a collector, I guess. He owned probably 50 Macks, and he had robbed a little piece off, thing off the air compressor, and we got one of those, and it fired right up, and we were on we hauled it home, but it runs, it drives, it stops. Like I say, Brian should be here today, and he should be doing this video.
What's the year and engine and everything?
I'm not too sure. I only owned it for a few minutes. I think it's a 65. I put 64 on there, but I think it's a 65. They only made them 3 years. There was a transition between the B models that I like and the U and the R models. So it kind of got a little bit different transmission in it. It says it's a 9-speed. I looked at it a minute ago. A 9-speed with a 5 on the main, and then just a high and low on the auxiliary there. So, but it does drive. He hasn't let me drive it yet, but someday I will. And I will tell you what, someday, might not be this next year, but someday that truck will be a showroom new because Brian likes to fix them nice.
What about the truck that's been pulling it?
Well, it isn't mine. Brian called. I've been bugging Brian about coming to this show. Gave him 3 months advance notice. We got to go to Lima. It's only an hour away. We got to go to Lima. Yeah, we'll go. But that's how Brian is. I called him up a couple days ago. I said, Brian, you got that C model ready to go to Lima? Well, don't have license on it. Said it drives, but don't have license. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, we'll load it on Lowboy, and you take it over there. So, yeah, the Lowboy is one of our friends that has it. They loaded it up. It was sitting there this morning. They said, take it. Bring it back.
Do you know what year this truck is?
The R model? Mm-hmm. I am not sure. Like I say, I don't know. It's an 80s something, I would think.
It's red.
It is red, yeah. And they've owned it a long time. Been a really good truck. I borrow it every once in a while if I need to haul something that my trucks won't haul. Can't haul it on them or whatever. But yeah, it's been a good truck. So anyway,
I'm glad that you were here.
Yeah, I'm always glad to see you too. You do an awesome job, and all that stuff will be preserved forever. And that's a big part of it, because these trucks, they won't be around forever.
We can hope.
Well, it's good to see kids here. I've seen several kids, and that's always good. Us old guys, yeah, we're getting too old.
Well, it's a great day for a truck show.
It is a good day for a truck show.